Today, I wanted to share with you why I feel 2025 is going to be my year as an artist.
Welcome to Cultivating Creativity, a series that encourages you to follow your creative passion and create, collect, and enjoy more art. I'm Krista Forrest, a portrait artist and storyteller, sharing my process and creative stories with you.
Before I do that, I need to step back a bit and talk about my journey up until now and talk about some of the things I've been working on and why I feel that this is going to be my year. So, backing it up all the way, I spent 20 years in a career in finance and then decided around 2014 that I was going to be a full time artist. And I didn't really have a plan, or I didn't really have a path, but I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I had some really successful years, and I had some really funky years where I didn't sell anything. But through that time, I've learned and grown a lot, and it's been a choice that I don't regret at all. So, fast forward to around 2020. And at that time, we had COVID. And my family and I decided that we were going to pack everything up, sell the house, and move completely across the country. We're from the East Coast and move all the way to the West Coast of California. And that was a huge change. And as you know, change is not always the best thing, especially when you are struggling as a full time artist. Now, I knew that I had an online following and I was teaching online courses at the time. So I knew that the transition was going to be okay, but I lost a lot of the connections, the community that I had in the city that I was living in, the East Coast. So we moved out here to California during COVID. So there was a lot of isolation. I didn't really have any friends. We moved to an area of San Diego that was a little bit more suburban, not a lot of art community, not a lot of artsy things. It was more of a family, it's more of a family friendly area. I had to focus a lot on my online business, my online following to get my stuff out there. And I started to realize that I was spending a lot of time because of the situation I was in. I was spending a lot of time focusing on my online courses, social media, creating content, going viral, getting follows, getting likes, getting subscribers. I was focusing more on that. And I remember waking up one morning and realizing that I didn't have a body of work to call my own. I had nothing to show for myself. When I moved here, I had to get rid of a lot of stuff. So I got rid of and sold a lot of my old work. So when I moved out here, I just had art supplies, but opportunities would come my way, opportunities to show my work. And I didn't have anything to show for myself. I kind of scolded myself and got upset with myself because I have been spending so much focus on teaching online, developing an online following, focusing on social media, focusing on building up my social media following, that I failed to see myself as an artist, and I failed to even have a body of work to call my own. So I decided I was going to halt. I was going to isolate voluntarily myself, and I was going to focus on me. I was going to focus on my work. I was going to develop a body of work that I was proud of, and I was going to work on myself as an artist. So I was going to find who I am, why I sit here in front of the easel, why I create, and I was going to start telling my story through my art. And I wasn't doing that before. So I stopped posting. I went on several social media pauses. I stopped developing online courses. I started focusing on me. Now we are in 2024, and towards the end of 2024, the last part of 2024, things started to come together. I started feeling differently about my work. I ended up having this aha moment, realizing that I finally got it. I get it. I understand my why. I'm approaching my canvas differently. I'm feeling differently. I'm feeling more confident about my work. I'm feeling like, yes, I know why I sit here and I know why I create. And my work started showing that. My work started developing in a way that felt like there was more confidence in me as an artist. Leading up to the beginning of 2025, and why do I feel that this is my year as an artist? And I'm going to share with you 5 things that I am doing differently in my art journey, art business, my art, my creative time, that I'm doing differently to make it a successful year. Number 1, I am focused more on the quality of my work than the quantity. I used to spend a lot of time feeling like I had to post new stuff. Social media will do that to you. You constantly feel like you got to show up every single day, post new stuff, post new content. And if you don't, the algorithm will put you in the back and you don't get any views, you don't get any follows, right? You don't feed the algorithm. And you feel like you got to continuously be on showing up and showing new stuff. And I stopped feeling that way. And I started focusing on developing more quality in my work rather than spitting out new pieces every week, month. I used to try to do challenges like daily painting challenges or, paint a new painting, every week. And it just doesn't work for me. I feel rushed. I feel like I'm not developing the way I should. I feel like I'm just rushing to get something done. And then what happens is at the end, I'm never really truly happy with my work because I didn't take the time to let it sit and simmer and create itself. So this year, I've been focusing more on the quality of my work rather than spitting out a new piece every week or every month. Now, that doesn't mean I don't finish a piece in a week or two. I do, but I'm focusing more on developing the story, developing the foundation, spending the time creating that, sculpting that, and not rushing to get to that finish line. Each part of the process has its own little stewing and simmering part, and I let it develop. I let things happen, and I focus on creating more quality work. Doing that, I had hired a mentor. I take a lot of art classes, and my focus is really focusing on my technique, the story I want to tell, and creating good work that I am proud of. And that is my focus this year. It hasn't always been my focus because again, like I said, I always feel like I have to continuously spit out new stuff. And it can get hard. It can, you see other people spitting out something new. You have no idea on social media if that's a new piece that they just did in the last hour or if it's something they did 3 years ago. You don't know. So just focus on you, focus on yourself, and focus on the quality of your work. Be proud of that one piece. If you only create one piece this year, make it be the best thing you've ever created. And that is that's how I'm thinking this year, I'm thinking that I don't need to create 50 pieces. I can create one or two or a handful of really good pieces that I've really spent the time developing. I've spent the time putting the story together. I've spent the time building the foundation, and I've spent the time creating and feeling good about my work. Number two, we talked about social media. Number two is I don't need to show up every day on social media. Now, I do post daily. I try to say this year, I've said, okay, I'm going to post something on Instagram or social media 5 days out of the week. But, and that's a big but, my content should not get in the way of what I'm trying to do here, should not get in the way of the quality of my work. As I'm working during the day, I'll take photos and I might, record video. And then I gather up all those photos and the videos that I created. And then I pick one day of the week to focus on developing content. And then what I do is I schedule that content going forward for the next coming week. Occasionally, when I'm in the groove of things and I take a photo and it's really good, I might post right then and there. Occasionally that happens, but that's not a focus. I focus on just taking photos, which I do already, taking video, just gathering up and batching photos and content, and then taking one day out of the week to develop that content. That has helped me a lot because I don't always feel like I have to be on social media. If I can't post something that day, I'm okay with it. I don't always have to post new stuff. I can post old artwork or old videos or old whatever. And I've shifted my narrative or my mind frame of how I approach social media. And I know, I get it. We always want to be seen. We want to get the likes and we want to get the follows. And we feel like the more and more we get of that, the more opportunities we get to sharing and selling and being more successful as an artist. But the algorithm isn't for everybody. And more in each year, we are competing with hundreds of thousands of other artists just like us. And it's getting harder and harder to get seen or be seen in the internet, social media world, universe. So it hasn't been a huge focus of me. I do include it in my art business because it is a part of my business, but it's not a focus. My focus is here, and then whatever is created from here, I will share on social media. I used to put social media first, right? And then my mind frame would be develop the social media and then use me sitting here as my content. And so now I focus here on the quality of my work. And then if I do create a photo or a video, I will create the content from that. So it has become kind of secondary or third or fourth in my timeline of my daily painting process and practice. All right, number 3, why do I feel like this year is going to be an amazing year and successful for me as an artist? One of the reasons why I would constantly be on social media is because I need to tell the universe that I exist, that I'm here. And I mentioned that it is getting harder and harder. Every year it gets harder and harder to be seen. So you might be able to tell the universe that you're here, but the universe is so big and there's so many other people out there doing the same thing. It gets harder and harder to get recognized. That's not a focus for me. My focus is, yes, telling the universe that I exist, that I'm an artist, that I create, this is my story, this is my why, this is why you should focus on me. in my art. So this year I said, I'm going to start showing my work locally. I'm going to start entering juried competitions, artist calls, opportunities in my local 10-mile radius and sharing my art with my community. And I did. January, I got into a show. This month, I got into a show in a gallery in downtown San Diego, and I won Best of Show. And it was pretty exciting because I was so scared to submit that. It was a juried show. I wasn't sure I was going to get chosen. The feeling of entering juried shows creates so much anxiety in me, and I just went for it. And when I got the acceptance email and they said I won Best in Show, I was just like floored. That really boosted up my confidence. But I spent a lot of time on that piece I submitted. I spent a lot of time creating something of quality and that I was proud of. The anxiety wasn't all that bad because I felt good about that piece. And I felt really confident that someone was going to see it and love it. I've been making it a focus of mine to focus on sharing my work locally within my community. And I got into 2 shows and I've got a handful of opportunities for the next 6 months that I'm going to be focusing on. And I think it's really important because yes, I do want to tell the universe that I'm here and I exist, but I need to start small. It's a lot harder to tell the universe. It's a lot easier to tell your immediate circle that you're an artist. So start small. Make a 10, 20-mile radius around you and start sharing there. And as you start getting more and more confidence and you start feeling really good about yourself, you can start reaching a little bit further and telling more people farther away, hey, I'm here, I exist, I paint, this is what I paint, this is what I create, this is why I am here. All right, number 4, I think we're on number 4, why I think 2025 is going to be an amazing year for me. It's going to be amazing because, again, I feel good about what I'm creating. I spent 2 years trying to find myself as an artist, and a lot of those 2 years were met with a lot of failure, a lot of mistakes, a lot of growth, a lot of learning, a lot of understanding, real feelings about me and who I am and my why. I finally found it. It was like I opened the right door and things started just clicking and falling into place. And so this year, I feel good about my work. I step up to my easel and I feel good about it. I feel confident about it. I feel like things are just all coming together because I've developed a strong process that I feel proud of and have confidence in. And my approach to my work is so much different because I spent the time to find who I am as an artist. So this year, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like I can create some really strong pieces in my body of work that are going to make a difference for me this year. I think just feeling really good about myself is reason enough to feel like it's going to be a good year for me. This year, I'm starting a series. This piece here is a part of the series that I'm working on, where I'm focusing on creators and women who have inspired me through that 2-year period, and creators that aren't crazy famous. They're just regular people like me, but I've been following them a while and they've always inspired me to get up to the easel and create. And so I'm really excited about this series. One of the pieces in the series, again, got Best in Show. I submitted that and I felt really good about it. Yes, I think this year is the year. I feel really good, finally, about my work. I'm feeling confident about my work. I understand my why. I understand my story. I know what stories I want to tell. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really confident. All right, last reason why I think 2025 is going to be an amazing year for me is I've built up the confidence to tell my story. And one of the things I've been doing is I've been keeping a daily journal. I have several journals and sketchbooks that I work on, but I keep a weekly planner where I write in every morning, in the morning and at night, and I just jot down my notes. I jot down ideas, I jot down feelings, stories, images that I've seen that I want to recreate. And I spend a lot of time practicing and writing down information. Not only do I have a weekly planner, also been focusing on the practice of incorporating a lot of practice, doing it over and over again. And so a couple of years ago, I had started this uh, challenge where I was going to fill up a sketchbook with portrait paintings. And I did. I think I got to about 48 weeks. And then I got really busy or emotionally it just didn't work. But I started that again last year. And so I try each week, not every week, but I do try to open up my sketchbook and loosen up and practice, incorporating more practice and play into my creative daily journey is what's helped me build up that confidence that I just talked about. I feel I've been working on my drawing, I've been working on my process, I've been working on experimentation, and it's really helped me get my story out. The writing has helped me get my story out. Both of those practices have helped me keep focused. It's helped me get my story out. It's helped me tell my why. And it's helped me to spend the time developing the story here and developing the foundation here. So far this year, it has been an exciting year. I've been busy. I launched an online course that is focused on the beginner who is interested in painting portraits. It's been extremely successful. I was not thinking. Usually when I launch a course, I hear crickets, and this one has been extremely successful. I've sold a lot, so I'm really happy with that. I've been building up a community on Substack and sharing my process and my story, sharing my weekly practice in my sketchbook, and all of that sharing and just trying to get all that story out from what's sitting in my creative brain, getting it out onto paper and onto canvas has really helped me build up my confidence. And it's helped me feel like, yes, 2025 is going to be a successful year for me. 2025 is going to be my year, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm really excited about where all my work is going and in the direction that it's going in. All right, so thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit that subscribe button to hear a weekly studio vlog where I share my stories, I share art tips, I share about art supplies that I love, I share my art struggles, my techniques, my tips, my successes. I pretty much share my life as an artist. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here next week.